this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Reetz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue, through the silence and the roar. Still blue, even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remains.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. I do hope you all can hear me loud and clear. Well, back, yes, I had to take a break. I had to take the opportunity that the just past international break presented to take a little bit of break. Still wasn't enough because, yeah, I had a lot to do. Still unpacking. I get it. Moved to Texas 6 months ago or 7 months ago, but still unpacking because unpacking is the most difficult. And I'm a very, very meticulous person, but I took care of my office quickly. But that's, by the way, we're here to talk about Chelsea Football Club. We'll talk about Cole Palmer, Alejandro Garnacho, the possibility of those two players starting. We have some news items to address. Emegha, is it Emegha joining Chelsea in 2026? And some other items we have out there. Yeah, not too much to talk about. But after that, we get into the match preview exercise proper, which includes looking at the insights, what we can learn from them, and also looking at teams' current form and then try to correctly predict Enzo Maresca's predicted lineup. And by the way, I want to ask you guys this question. I hope you are still celebrating. Why? Because we're world champions. We don't have to stop. We still have 3+ years to go. We have to make life unbearable for the rival fans, the rival clubs. Yeah, they've heard something that probably made them believe that we're in trouble. But I can assure you we're not in trouble, and we will talk about that today. The 74 charges against our club, and hope I don't forget because I did somehow forgot to add that to the list of items we have lined up today. But that's, by the way, we will discuss that, and then we'll discuss the match proper. A difficult opponent, irrespective of whether they're depleted or lost a few players here and there, and one of the most pragmatic managers in the Premier League. It just doesn't matter. But more importantly, people, I do hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for finding the time to join the conversation. I cannot, thank you enough. And without wasting much of your time, we will start addressing the items we have lined up. And if you're there, let me know. I haven't actually shared my screen, so I have to take care of this quickly. If you're there, just say hello, and I'll get your comment. Give me 1 second here. Quickly. I forgot to share my screen. What was I thinking? I think this will be good. 1 second there. Let's see that guy. All right, there you go. I'm sharing my screen right now. As I said, we don't have too much lined up to talk about, but because we keep it interactive here, that's how we operate. Chances are we talk a lot about the small items or the few items we have lined up. So let's keep it going. 3 likes. I appreciate you all. It's not easy. We haven't streamed for like 1,000 years. Right there, and the transfer window, is shut. But that's, by the way, let's start addressing the items we have lined up without wasting up much of your time. The first item here talks about Chelsea have more clean sheets, 9 in total, than any other club in the Premier League since 2025, since February 2025, according to BBC Sports. That's huge. Again, towards the end of the season, I think it was obvious that you would have improved defensively, partly down to Robert's chances improved a habit of coming out of making more high claims than usual. And also, in turn, the hiring of the set piece manager, because Robert Sanchez has improved so much. He's helped us learn how to deal with set piece situations effectively since mid-season to the end of the season, and during the Club World Cup, he was excellent. His numbers increased significantly in terms of the high claims, because if he can come out and claim the ball, well, the defenders wouldn't have to go through. You can deal with the problem of trying to stop the opposition. He's improved. So defensively, since mid-season, it's been we've been one of the best defending teams in the Premier League. But that's, by the way, 9 clean sheets in total. Manchester City second to us, 8 in total. Aston Villa in third place, 7 clean sheets. Newcastle United 7 clean sheets. That's on par with Aston Villa, and then Arsenal 6 in total, even though they have 1,000 defenders. But that's a good sign. You can argue that because our new owners, they're into numbers. They pay attention to numbers quite a lot. And by the way, if you're following the show, if you see any of our members, tell them we're back streaming again. We took a break. We had to take advantage of the international break and take a little bit of break because we're humans. So yeah, this one here says it's about Mihailo Mudryk, a player I like so much, but his situation a bit more complicated than a lot of people know. It's not that straightforward. People interpret the situation from different situations. Some think, yeah, he totally knew exactly what he did know exactly what he was doing. Some believe he ingested that accidentally, or now we're hearing it was the medical team of the Ukrainian national team, or so I can't quite remember what exactly was said. But let's read this. This reads, according to a report by Ukrainian journalist Igor Bubas, I hope I pronounced his last name correctly, Chelsea plan to sue Mudryk. Woo! That is serious. To sue Mudryk over record transfer compensation after conducting an internal investigation and concluding that the player may have used banned substances while on international duty with the Ukrainian national team. And I did read something, was it 2 days ago or a few days ago, suggesting that even the Ukraine, was it who trying to sue who, the Ukrainian, no, Shakhtar, the club where, again, I think, is it Shakhtar? We bought him from Shakhtar, right? They're planning to sue the Ukrainian FA because, yeah, their carelessness led to the player unknowingly ingesting the banned substance. So therefore, yeah, they're responsible for the money that they're going to lose. So the second paragraph reads, the London club plans to file a lawsuit both against Mudryk, seeking compensation for the record-breaking transfer, and against the UAF, that's the Ukrainian Football Association, which, according to Chelsea, Chelsea's management. Sorry, I can't speak properly this evening. And against which, according to Chelsea's management, may have been the source of the prohibited substances. Then it just doesn't make sense to sue Mudryk. If you're suspecting that the Ukrainian FA, they're culpable, maybe, yeah, it's their fault that the player ingested the banned substance. Why sue the player himself? He's actually, by the way, he's still, though without a number, he's still on Chelsea's website. Correct me if that has changed, but yesterday when I checked, he was still on the club's website. I think it'd be correct to say it's an unfortunate situation because I don't know whether he knew what he was doing or he knew what he was ingesting or not. So I think it'd be correct to say, yeah, it's an unfortunate situation, given the fact that I don't know exactly what transpired. And I have Ivy in the house. Big up to you, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Big up to you too. It's just you and I right now. We have a total of 35 people following the show, but only 4 of those on YouTube. You see the reason why I hate streaming on landscape format, but you could argue down to the fact that we haven't streamed in a while. But the truth remains, a majority, up to 80% plus of the subscribers of Just Perspective subscribers are founders through vertical form of videos and are more into it than the landscape format. But that's by the way. But nice to see you, IB. I do hope you're doing well. So it's an unfortunate situation. And as I've already said, I think it does make sense to phrase it that way. I mean, if he can prove that he unknowingly ingested the banned substance, I think he gets maybe a shorter, or again, not no, he will not he ends up not getting a lengthy ban, just like Paul Pogba. His case, a 14, you can say 4-year ban reduced to how many months? And he's working with the same law firm. So let's see how that ends, how that pans out for him. But that's, by the way, good luck to Mihailo Mudryk. He's a player I like so much, and I get I get a lot of sticks from our followers because of that. But yeah, let's see. So this year says Maresca on Badiashile and Lavia's availability both are closed. but not available for tomorrow. I mean, if you have all the players that can, you could say, play in their absence and still do well, I don't think it makes sense to risk fielding them when they're not fully ready. I think we risk causing a setback here. So I'd rather both players recover fully. They'd be important going into the season, just like the manager did say during the presser itself. But let's see. We still have Wesley Fofana, who's been training for a while now, got a few minutes in our last game. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tosin, and we have Jorrel Hato, who can also play as a left centre back, especially if we're going to play with a back three. We still have Trevor Chalobah, I think, and also the kid from the academy in Josh Achampong. So I think we have good numbers there. It wouldn't make any sort of sense to rush them to try to field them tomorrow maybe and risk causing a setback. I don't want that to happen. So IB here says it makes 100% sense to sue Mudrik. He's a scammer. I don't like you. Even though I should have known. But yeah, you probably started nicely, sounding like a very nice person. And then yeah, show your true colors. But Houston, he may have. Chances are he knew exactly what he was doing. Chances are he didn't know. But there's no way to tell. We, as outsiders, we can only speculate. And I feel bad for him because I had immense hopes that he'd succeed at Chelsea, and he does have what it takes to succeed at Chelsea. But unfortunately, what has happened, and yeah, he has to carry his cross alone. If he's innocent, if in fact he did ingest the substance in question unknowingly, I think we'd find out. Since that it's been mentioned that it was during a treatment also. I can't quite remember the language medical term that was used in the particular article that I read, but it is definitely an unfortunate situation for Mihailo Mudryk. All right, let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We have just one person in the chat, but we have 6 likes, so no, not bad. And a lot of you, if you're following, we have 9 people following the show on YouTube. If 9 of you like the video, I think that go a long way for us. So please kindly take a second to drop a like on the video for us, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And for those of you, so we have 50 people in total, 9 of those on YouTube. So 41 are shared between X and Facebook, whether equally. Coachella doesn't know. But if you guys can do us a favor, take a second to drop a like on the video, whether on X or Facebook. We'd really appreciate that. That helps us grow. I think on Facebook we have 1,000 followers plus now, and we sincerely do appreciate your support. All right, let's see. We're getting closer and closer to going into the match preview exercise proper. And if you're watching, IB, if you're still there, your thoughts on Chelsea completing the signing of Emmanuel Emegha. Emegha, that sounds like a name that's of Igbo origin. I'm not too sure. Emegha, but he's Dutch, right? He plays. He represents the Dutch national team. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not too sure. But that sounds like a name that's of Nigerian origin. Let me just keep it broad there, because there are some ethnic groups in Nigeria that bear similar names that sound similar, but with different meanings. But that's, by the way, he's a fine finisher. Most of his finishes aren't about power, but placement and finesse, and he's a player I like. Would I pick him over Nicholas Jackson? I still say no, because Jackson more experience, but he has the potential, you can say, to mature into the sort of player that Nicholas Jackson is right now, and even better because he's a fine finisher, and more about placement than power for him. And I really, really, I do like him. Jackson gone, irrespective of whether Bayern ends up signing him on a permanent or not. If he comes back, it'd be just temporarily. He'd eventually leave the club. He's burned the bridge. He's also burned, you can say, the ground where it would have been possible to try to rebuild the bridge, unfortunately. So Emma takes his place, young, eager to learn, and speaks. Listen to him speak, you'd know that he has a good head on his shoulders. I do like him. Okay, let's see. His dad is Nigerian, mom from Togo. I see. Mansa Musa, thank you for that. But he plays for the Dutch national team, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. So yeah, the question now, I knew that again. The moment I saw his name, not right now, but I just haven't actually taken the time to discuss the origin of his name or so. But yeah, it sounds like an Igbo name, but there are other tribes in Nigeria that sometimes have similar um, last names. They sound they pronounce it the same way, but with different meaning. But yeah, nice to hear. He's a good player and can only get better. I love the Emmanuel Emegha signing. Nico is a better finisher. No, Nico is not a better finisher from what I've seen. Maybe I need to pay a closer look to Emegha or maybe compare their numbers. Maybe, but from what I've seen, I think is no. I think if he had the volume the volume of scoring opportunities that Nicholas Jackson had at Chelsea, I think he'd score a lot more because it doesn't panic in front of goal. I think he's a cold ice finisher in front of goal, in my opinion. But in Nicholas Jackson's case, in most cases, actually, he hesitates. I know some strikers are like that, but in Nicholas Jackson's case, the moment he hesitates, the next phase of the process is him not knowing what to do with the ball, and in most cases, lose it to the defending um, team, which has led to me saying several times that he needs to learn how to shoot instinctively. For some strikers, if they hesitate, they still be able to be calm and not shoot in a hurry and then balloon. You can say orchestrate the sort of shot that the rugby union will be proud of. I think he's a better finisher than Nicholas Jackson, going by eye test alone. But I'd have to say it's important to look at his numbers and that of Nicholas Jackson, and more importantly, consider the volume of chances he's had to work with, and that to the one that Nicholas Jackson had to work with at Chelsea, because that's important. It doesn't matter whether Nicholas Jackson scored a lot more goals than him. All right. For instance, Nicholas Jackson scored more goals than the lab, right? But the lab proved the more efficient of the two strikers. He had again his goal conversion rate way better than that of Nicholas Jackson. Yeah, but Nicholas Jackson scored more goals than him. So it's important to consider the volume of chances that the striker had to work with in the season where we're getting the numbers from. So yeah, but a good signing, a good signing. He makes excellent runs inside the box. He's again more. His shots are more of finesse than power. All right, let's look at this before we go. We're not doing the lineup prediction exercise right now. A few things we have to look about. So we'll be away to Brentford tomorrow in the Premier League. I don't think that not. I think definitely they're not as strong as they were last season and the season before, and they've lost a very pragmatic manager who knows how to make life difficult for the bigger teams. And I haven't actually watched them this season to understand whether their approach have changed, whether they're still a physical side, whether their current manager is just, you can say tactical, as tactically good as their former manager. But we'll see. You can't count them out. You just can't count them out. So let's see what do we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. 56 people, but only 8 on YouTube. The rest are shared between X and Facebook, with the equally Coachella doesn't know. All right, let's see. I think this will be the better approach here. Give me 1 second. Let's switch how I look at I look at this, but first I have to sip on my coffee. I get it. It's 5:37 p.m. for me, but the coffee is good. Yeah, because I've been busy. Oh my goodness, a lot of work the past few days unpacking. Good coffee, by the way. Oh yeah. Let's see. What do we have here? Insights. Google always have interesting insights for every game they have on there. So this reads just one of the eight Premier Leagues, one of the okay eight Premier League meetings between Brentford and Chelsea have been won by the home side. So the beating is just one time. They've drawn three, lost four, and a 2-1 win for what? And a 2-1 win for the Blues in December 2024. This is confusing a bit. Let me read that again. It says, remember, Brentford is at home. They will be playing at home. So this reads that Chelsea, just one of the eight Premier League meetings between Brentford and Chelsea have been won by the home side. So they've won just one. If you can correct me, I hope I'm not misreading this, or am I losing my SHIT this evening? And then he went on and then he reads also Chelsea have won, uh, okay, and Chelsea, let me read that again. Just one of the eight Premier League meetings between Brentford and Chelsea have been won by the home side, which means they have won just one, okay, and um, in brackets there it says they've drawn three, lost four, and I think the last part should be another 2-1 win against us. So I'm not sure why that reads like that, but that's by the way the second paragraph. But if you're watching and you feel like I'm misreading it, educate me, and yeah, I'm open. I will listen to you. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? The second one, insight number two reads Brentford have won three Premier League matches against Chelsea, but all of them have been away from home. Wow. Away from home. At home, they are winless in four against Blues. Okay, there you go. Now the first insight does make sense now. So that was just strictly on their home ground. On our home ground, also, that's interesting. Brentford have won three Premier League matches against Chelsea. Wow. But all of them away from home. Interesting. At home, they are winless in four against the Blues. They drew three and lost one. So if insights, you can say assigned to, if insights are scientific indicator with regards to which team comes out again wins a particular match, then yeah, this gives me hope. But no, the game is played over 90 minutes plus added time. Insight can only help you come to a sensible conclusion, not necessarily who will definitely win the game. Even statistics don't. Yeah, because it's what's the language I'm looking for? Dynamic? No, fluid. Yeah, you just cannot script football. So insight number three reads that this is Chelsea's fourth London derby in four Premier League matches this season, making them just the second side in Football League history to start a league campaign with four consecutive London derbies. After Crystal Palace in 2021-22 season, having won their last two, the Blues could win three successful league derbies for the first time since February 2024, run of four derbies. Wow, it could happen. I trust Maresca. I know a lot of people don't, but I trust him. Insight number four reads after only losing two of their final 10 Premier League games last season, won five, drew three. Okay. Brentford have lost two of their first three in 2025-26 season, and they won just one. At home, okay, that's another sentence there. At home, though, the Bees have won three of their last four league games and lost one. But here's the thing. This is Chelsea. We're record breakers. Even better when the odds are against us. I'm usually concerned when the odds are for us to win a particular game and win it convincingly to the extent of mopping the stadium carpet with the opposition. I think it's a good sign for me. That I usually tell people I don't like it when, yeah, the belief is that we will destroy a particular team. So I think we're better off again when the odds are against us. I don't know why that's the case. And the last insight here is that Chelsea have won as many as two of their first three Premier League games for only the second time in the last 7 seasons. Only two out of three in 21-22. Interesting. Wow. All right, Martin Newmiss in the house. So let me hear you before we look at the insights from Fort Mob. Your thoughts? Are you looking forward to this game? What do you think happens? For me, I think I need to look at the insights. I've looked at the insights from Google, but I want to look at the insights from Fort Mob, where I look at the team form, and other important metrics to be able, yeah, to give you my prediction. But I have my bro in the house. Nice to see you, Nee. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you. Yes, I'm back in town. Yeah, I couldn't join that day. I was listening and watching, but yeah, just couldn't join. The day I sent you that screenshot. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the conversation. And here he says, okay, greetings to you too, my brother. I do hope you're doing well. Hope all, yeah, I can't complain. YouTube has been a bit weird today. But no, oh yeah, it doesn't move me. It doesn't move me, but that's fine, bro. But always nice to see you. Big up, yep, a big up to you too. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. What is happening tonight, bot? It looks like, as usual, it's on break. Let me see if I can start it out. Right, probably is going to be active right now. More likes, people. More likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. All right, thank you so much, Neat, for joining. So let's look at it. The first thing I usually do, vote. Again, who will win? Of course, but I'm gonna choose my team. Usually, um, wow, not too surprising. Because on paper, this is Chelsea's to lose. Game to lose. So 74% believes that Chelsea will beat Brentford. 17% believes the game will end in a draw, while just 9% believes that Brentford will beat Chelsea, and that's a total of 50,679 votes. So this is again the vote, and you can say the measure of people that voted on who will win the game is reflective of the saying that, yeah, or maybe the belief that on paper this is Chelsea's game to lose. Chelsea will definitely beat them, but I mean, this is just opinion driven. This is nothing scientific about the poll here, because yeah, 99.9% of the time, Chelsea fans will select that, yeah, Chelsea will beat them. You can say, but because, yeah, on paper, this is a game that Chelsea are expected to win. Some Brentford fans will just say, yeah, that's it. I think we're losing this one. But even rival fans will pick Chelsea to beat them. But football doesn't work that way. You just cannot script the game. The game is played over 90 minutes plus added time. And then, yeah, you see. So we will look at insights. And once again, as I've already mentioned, 74% of people out of 50,679 votes believe that Chelsea will beat Brentford. 17% thinks it will end in a draw, while only 9% believes that Brentford will beat Chelsea. I actually get concerned when that's the case. But yeah, big up, people. I know we have just 10 people following the show. If you're following the show and you haven't, go check out My Bros YouTube channel. The link is there. Blue Clouds Media. Be sure to subscribe. He deserves to have a 10, 20, 30,000 followers right now. Given all the hard work, resources, high level equipment, good studio background, everything, excellent panelists. But yeah, he will get there eventually. Consistency matters, and he's proven that yeah, he can be consistent. So go check it out. Be sure to subscribe. Let's help him continue to grow. Okay, let's see their predicted lineup. Interesting. Let's see their predicted lineup. For Chelsea, they are predicting between the sticks, of course. I think everybody can guess that one right until Champions League starts and a few games into a Champions League campaign, we'll figure out whether the manager will be rotating goalkeepers or not. But I think he might if he trusted Philip Jorgensen to gut the sticks for us against Real Betis in the Conference League final. I think chances are he rotates because I thought probably he'd start Robert Sanchez given you can say we've learned that he trusts him, or maybe we believe that he trusts him more than Philip Jorgensen. But that's by the way. So excuse me, I'm still recovering from cold, by the way. So Robert Sanchez between the sticks, the two centre backs, Trevor Chalobah in and Tosin Adarabioyo. Tosin is needed because those guys they can be physical and even though they've lost their set piece coach, I think set piece is still their thing. Tosin probably starts. Chalobah, it's difficult to say whether he starts. The manager will give Wesley Fofana a start, but let's just go with their predicted lineup here. The two centre backs, Chalobah and Tosin Adarabioyo, left back, Marco Correa, right back, Malo Gusto, no regimes. It makes sense because yeah, he played for England. Malo Gusto did make his French national team debut, didn't he? So, but I don't know. It depends on the travels. I didn't know. I didn't pay attention to what team, whether England played at home or away, or whether France played at home or away. But 2-6 yeah, of course. I'd be shocked if that again, if anything changes there. Maybe Andreas Sanchez. Maybe we'd see a change because Enzo Fernandez seems to be a bit sluggish after every international break. Um, let's see what happens. Moses Casado there. Then 10, Cole Palmer. I think Cole Palmer plays. Yeah, the manager wasn't too convincing when he was asked about the possibility of Cole Palmer starting the game. He wasn't too convincing. Did come across to me as if he was playing, you could say, a mind game there, not to again give away his lineup or something to that effect. Pedro Neto, Gittins. Possibly, I think it makes sense, and then Garnacho comes on later on. By the time you know Brentford players get by the time they get tired a little bit, then he come and drag them. It does make sense. Yeah, I think getting started, João Pedro. I don't know. It's difficult to say, but we will still have fun. But this is not our predicted lineup. This is Fortmore's own predicted lineup. When it's time to talk about again to do our predicted lineup exercise, then we will predict our own lineup. My boy Sanchez is keeping clean sheets tomorrow. I mean, I don't doubt it. I've started to trust him. I've started trusting him, so to speak. He from mid-season onward, I think he's improved significantly. And goalkeepers they age like fine wine, they say, and I think he's getting better and better. More importantly, pay attention the high claims that have helped us learn how to deal with set piece situations effectively. And we hardly concede from set piece situations these days, but we've been scoring from them. So we're starting to see the handiwork, maybe. I think that's the correct language there. If not, let me know. Of our set piece coach materialize. Yep, during games, and that's important. So let's see. Keep dropping the likes and between people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this evening. 10 people following the show on YouTube. In total, we have 64, but only 10 on YouTube. The rest on X. Shared between X and Facebook. Markim Neum says Not gonna lie, I would start Estevao on or Garnacho over Neto. Um, I think I don't know. I usually pay attention to the travel distances of the players during international break. That usually maybe because I maybe again I didn't plan on doing a YouTube short predicted lineup. Usually, before I do that, after international breaks, I take my time to research the travel distances for each of the players and then be able to tell which ones the manager will most likely not start during the game. But I didn't do that this time. I haven't done that this time. Maybe we'll still do because I plan on releasing um, a pretty good lineup, YouTube short version before tomorrow, and the game is later in the day, my time, 2 p.m. Correct me if I'm wrong, CST, to be more specific. I wouldn't mind Garnacho starting, but I don't think he starts. Here's the thing: the manager is a very, again, he's an idealistic manager, which means he just doesn't select 11s. After joining Chelsea, before you get to start a game for him, you'd have to train with the team for a particular for some time to get to understand how he wants you to apply yourself on the pitch. And I don't see a world where Garnacho starts over Gittins. I wouldn't mind that, but I don't see that happening but Gittins he's trained longer with the team than Garnacho. And the manager did say during his presser something that suggests that Garnacho isn't fully fit. So Gittins, I think, starts. Estevao might well start. I think the manager, I don't think, what's his name, Cole Palmer starts. But he'd be on the bench in case things, don't go away. The manager will bring him to impact change. All right, let's look at the insights. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. Give me a second here. All right, let's see. What do we have here? So, insight one, Brentford have scored 7 goals in their last 5 matches. Okay, that's fine. How about Chelsea? We've scored 13 goals in our last 5 matches. So that's a disparity of 6 goals. So we've scored a lot more goals than them. Frank Onyeka, does he still play for Nigeria? Frank Onyeka has created the most big chances of Brentford. Here's one thing I don't like about Fort Mob. You tell me, you audience, you tell me the truth. When I started reading that particular item, once you hear Franco Eka has created the most big chances for Brentford, you'd be waiting to see something like 15, 10, 20, but he's created just one big chance. I don't like it. I said this before. I think it'd be better off to phrase it something to the effect of Brentford have again as a team has just created just one big chance and not start phrasing it. Maybe they're using a template because these things can be coded. Because what do you mean by Franco Eka has created the most chances? And I'm waiting to hear he's created like 5, 10 big chances. Yeah, but yeah, just one. But that's by the way, we've kept the most clean sheets in the competition, 2 in total. Wow. Okay. And the third item on Brentford's side of the insights reads um, Dango Quatara, is that how you pronounce his last name? Has the most shots on target per match for Brentford, 1.6. That's not bad. And then we haven't lost in 10 matches. Yeah. Actually, in 20 plus matches, we've lost just 2. And in those 2 games, Nicholas Jackson, again, in each of the 2 games, Nicholas Jackson was red carded. 2 straight red cards, actually. But that's by the way, I'm not trying to say he was the reason why we lost those games. But that's by the way, you have every right to believe that that's the case. Markim Nium is saying, let's see what you have to say here. If we play for Fana next to Chalaba, we could be in trouble. Yep. Yep. We need Tosin should be on the pitch. Yep. Brings calmness. Irrespective of the measure of pressure we face from the opposition team, he always remains calm. Pace isn't the quickest on the pitch, but yeah, he helps. Can he leads, reads the game very well. A very good box defender. As long as he doesn't have to do with him catching up with a pacey player, I think he does well. And the manager can actually find a way to conduct that issue, or maybe the most popular term people use in the footballing language, mask that deficiency of his, which is the lack of pace. The manager can find a way to do that. Yeah, I don't think we should start those two, except if the three of them start. Again, if the two of them plus Tosin being central, then I'd be fine. But yeah, Fafana, I don't trust him. Unfortunately, he still needs to play a lot of games to become polished. And I tried to explain this the other day. I'm not quite sure whether people understood on that day what I was trying to say. Uh, Before we signed Fafana, he was on the verge of peaking, maybe on the verge, you could say, of becoming properly, not properly, of becoming maybe polished more. But after we signed him, he didn't get to play consistently to continue developing to pick properly. Maybe he got injured, which means he's remained at the level he was when we signed him. Had he been fit and continued playing consistently since we signed him, right now he'd be very, very polished and one of the best defenders in the Premier League. But he's still at that level he was at Leicester City. If anything, he's actually regressed a bit, which means now that's why you see him, even as good as he is, as good as he can be, you still see him every now and then make what I call primary school level mistakes, like just going into tackles aimlessly and get dribbled like a pole. He will get there, but he needs to play consistently and stay fit and then pick properly, then become more polished. But he's still not polished. He's still not properly polished, unfortunately. I hope you understand my point. Let's see. Coley is saying Tosin is so slow. Uh, I don't think he's the quickest on the pitch, but I wouldn't say he's so slow. He's kind of in some ways like Thiago Silva, and here's how I'm gonna explain that to you. Thiago Silva, you can say pace has never been his thing, even in his younger days. But as he ages, the reason he's still able to play with players that are against, again, defend the players against players that are 10 times faster as him is his football and intelligence. His ability to read the game, which means his ability to read the game means Thiago Silva, irrespective of how quick you are, he's played against players who operate like you and is able to anticipate what you're going to do. There's hardly any type of player that he's not played against. So by the time you get to that place, he'd anticipate where you'd be next and he'd be there just in time. And because of his football and intelligence, his ability to read the game, you'd never get a chance to race against him. Or you can say it would never be a race, let alone you outpacing him. So Torsen is we can say, in some ways like that. He's not the quickest on the pitch, but his intelligence, his ability to read the game, and because he's an excellent box defender, that carries him. His football and intelligence carries him, which simply means on a good day, he reads the game so well that even the quickest player on the pitch, you'd never get the chance to race against him, let alone outpace him. But I don't want to risk it. If he's going to be on the pitch, the manager must find a way to mask that deficiency of his, which is, you could say, lack of pace. And you can argue he's actually not the. Again, give me 1 second, please. Let me take care of something here. I'm sorry, guys. My daughter came to the came to the door. That I wouldn't. All right. Yeah. So Tosin actually isn't that slow. I think acceleration is the biggest problem. Yeah, he's slow to accelerate, but he can be. You can say to an extent. I think it'd be correct to say Tosin is actually deceptively quick. But irrespective of whether he's quick or not, I trust him because of his footballing intelligence. More importantly, and his ability to read the game. And more overall, he's an excellent box defender. All right, let's see. 1 second, please. Okay. Marking News says Tosin is not slow. He's just very precise. That's another way to put it. Yeah, he's deceptively quick. I wouldn't go to the extent of saying he's slow, but he's not the quickest. I think his biggest problem, I'd say, acceleration. Fafana is also clumsy. That is that like again, he's not polished yet. He's a talent. He can become one of the best in the whole world, but that's not gonna happen except if he stays fit, plays consistently, and then he will hit his peak. And he was on the verge of doing that before we signed him. But because he hardly ever stays fit, he's still at that level. His development, you could argue, stagnated. Maybe the injuries again that have plagued him dwarfed his development, so he still plays again. He still comes across as raw. He will pull off some uh, good tackles every now and then, and he knows how to drive with the ball very well. That's his thing. But the truth remains, you see him get dribble like he's a pole, like he's not there, just clumsy. You could say endless challenges and get passed by. And I can remember one, I think was it against Brentford last season or what year? Had it not been for the brilliance of Robert Sanchez that day between the sticks, I think we would have either we would have lost the game or the game would have ended in a draw. So he's not a bad player, but he's still raw. But and I have to tell you this: had he been fit, and if he can, I think he'd be well polished right now. Should we consider playing the Sassy? It might happen because here's the thing, but I think if he plays, the way we operate at the back changes. And if you remember, if you've been following this channel for a long time now, the moment we realized that Maresca will become our next manager, we knew that it'd be difficult for him to stay. Yeah. Why? Because he can. I mean, he can pull off some good passes every now and then, but he needs space to do that. Under the slightest of pressure, as big as he is and as aggressive as he can be, under the slightest of pressure, he makes what I call, again, that's my term, primary school level mistakes. He loses composure, panics, and makes silly mistakes. As experienced as he is, and given his age, I swear that it's difficult for that to stop happening. So I think circumstances could lead maybe to us, to the manager giving him a chance. Who would have thought that Trevor Chalobah would be one of Maresca's most important player, irrespective of what you think of him? I don't think anybody would have thought about that. So my point is, yeah. And I think we're starting to see. I'm not a big believer in everything we see out there is a brief from the club, but I did see one that suggests that's us, you can say, creating what's the language I'm looking for here? uh, the environmental, maybe. I'm not sure that's the most accurate language to use there, to make it easier to reintegrate him. I don't know whether that was from his camp or from the club. But as long as he's a good defender overall, but I think if he's on the pitch, the way we play changes. It's up to the manager. He's willing to take the risk of the fact that, yeah, under the slightest of pressure, he panics, loses composure, makes a primary school level mistake, and all that. It's a possibility, but I don't think it's something that will happen right away. I think he will take some bad situation, like in the case of Chaluba, before we give him a chance. Even if Raheem Sterling, again, he's still here. I don't know if all the, you can say, transfer windows globally, if they've closed. I don't think there's still a possibility of Raheem Sterling leaving. If he stays and we keep paying him, yeah, I'd never, I'm not gonna bet on him never getting to play for Chelsea. So, but I think more likely the Sassy, but it has to, some, he will, not some miracle. Again, circumstances could lead to that happening. Coley says, I'm going to have to disagree with you on that. The disallowed goal from the forearm attacker was a clear example. Are you talking about two things there? What aspect are you disagreeing with me? The disallowed, okay, but let's just go with the disallowed goal. The disallowed goal from the forearm attacker was a clear example that he doesn't have the intelligence to time his tackle. Was that really about his tackle or lack of pace? I'd have to look at it again. Okay, so this is about Tosin Steele. Mm-mm. Listen, even Thiago Silva has had missed tackles. Where I remember one, he went to the again, he hit the deck and the player dribbled him. I think we understand, we consider from that incident too. No, I wouldn't, even if it wasn't, even if the case was, again, if I look at it, even if I, okay, I look at it and then again, I end up finding out that, yeah, it was probably because it was down to him mistiming his tackle and not because of lack of pace. How many times has that happened, really? Yeah, Tosin is actually, if you compare that to the ratio of how many times his last ditch tackles have led to us not conceding goals. Yeah. But again, you're entitled to your opinion and I'm entitled to mine. Okay. Um, let's see. All right, let's see. The Sassy made those mistakes when he was out. It doesn't matter where he is. He's made that those sort of mistakes in the central area. It's not, and under Enzo Maresca, again, the Sassy isn't good at, again, his passing range, you could say, isn't good enough to play in a central position for Enzo Maresca. No, that's my opinion. And no, Houston, it doesn't matter whether he is something. Let's assume, okay, let's just go by because he was playing out of position. Under Enzo Maresca, and since he became our manager, if you've been paying attention to um, the sort of players we sign players that are able to operate across the line, whether be it in our back line, midfield area, or attacking area. We've only been signing players who are players that are, again, players who are able to play across the line, central, to the right, or to the left. So, but in the Sassy's case, I can't quite remember any right now. But irrespective of whether he's central or operating as a fullback, he does lose composure on the slightest of pressure. And I think one that I remember where he passed the ball into our net was we started with a back four, but the right back operated, again, the inverted, we use again the inverted right back fullback approach on that day. and he was supposed to drift to the right to cover that space. He could have actually tried to guard the ball, but he turned around because he's lost composure and in a panic mode kicked the ball into our net and didn't even know where our goalkeeper was. That's just one example. So for me, yeah, even if he doesn't make those mistakes when deployed in the central area, if he makes those mistakes when deployed as a fullback, or when he needs to cover for the fullback who's, you can say, overlapping or maybe inverting to the central area, then it's an issue. Yeah, and the manager doesn't want it that way. All right, so if we're going by the insights here, and the fact that, yeah, they've lost a lot at home against us, I think it's safe to say that, yeah, we're more likely, and that's why I like to use the term more likely than to say, yeah, we're definitely beating them, because, yeah, football, you just cannot script football, and it's a game that's played over 90 minutes plus added time. Then you find out who the winner is. So I'd say just we're more likely to win this game. And if we're going by everything we've looked at here, probably by more than 2 goals. Maybe we'll concede, maybe not. I don't know. But I can't, just because they've lost a few key players, and say, yeah, we're definitely beating them by 5 goals to nothing. No, it's not going to be that easy. All right, let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We still have a total of 72 people, but only 8 people on YouTube. That's fine. We're good. The Sassy is the closest competition to Tosin. The rest are shaky. The Sassy doesn't know. It doesn't have the composure for me. He needs tons of space to operate and operate effectively. And once again, I'm gonna keep repeating myself. And yeah, because facts don't change. Under the slightest of pressure, he loses composure. And we didn't even wait. The moment we realized Maresca was going to be our next manager, we knew, yeah, he's in trouble. All right, what else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Okay, in our Chelsea's last 5 games, we won 4, drew 1 against Crystal Palace. Could have won that one had Andrea Santos taken the chances that, yeah, he had towards the end of the game. But yeah, I don't blame him. It happens. Chances are, give him that opportunity 9 times more, he'd put them in the back, put the ball in the back of the net 9 times. But that's by the way. And we've considered how many goals. Okay, we're counting even the friendlies, but that's fine. And we've considered just 1 here, just 2 goals. And even though we've considered 2 goals, we scored, I think, 13 in total, because we did read that when we were reading the insights. So we've considered just 1 goal. And in 5 games, so we've kept how many? 4 clean, 2, 3 clean sheets in 5 games. Yeah, considered 1 here, considered 1 here. For them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals, 5 games. They've considered how many here? 2 there. 5. But here's the thing, yeah, they consider 3 in 1 game, so it's important to actually look beyond the surface presentation there to realize, okay, in other games they considered none here, considered none here, considered just 1 there, considered 2 here. So you could argue also per game they're averaging how many goals they're scoring, around 1 point something goals per game, or at least I can't do the mathematics off the top of my head, but they're conceding 1 here. Okay, yeah, around, not much actually, because yeah, I get it. They have 3 there, but that was in a single game. 2 there in a single game, 2 here in a single, around 1 point something, or at least 1 goal per game. But that doesn't mean we cannot score more than 1 against them. Wow, interesting. All right, let's see what else do we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. So let's look at head to head and see. I think Maresca changed. He dealt with the voodoo against them. All right, let's see. Yeah, here the fan base forgets that the CC played the whole season again alongside Thiago Silva. Is that what you're saying there? A whole season as Thiago Silva's partner. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but what did he learn? That doesn't change something that's obvious about how he behaves under pressure. That doesn't change, you know. And it's not like he's 19, 20, 21. That, yeah, it'd be correct to say that eventually he will overcome that issue. That's not the case. Yeah. So let's see. Dang it. My goodness, before Enzo Maresca remove the cup games here and the EFL Cup here, they beat us at home here. Jesus Christ. Beat us 4-1 here. That was under who? 2022. Who was that? Beat us out again, home 2-0 here, another 2-0 here, then 2-2 draw until Enzo Maresca came. Jesus Christ. He changed that. We beat them 2-1 at home, drew 0-0 away last season. My goodness. So they've been actually being, they've been marrying us, actually, as Nigerians would say. Being a Bogatin would be you lose to them 1-0 or maybe, and it's just a one-time thing, a one-off thing. But look at this, man. They beat us from this one. They beat us 1-0. Not this one. They beat us a 4-1 here at home, 2-0 here at home, another 2-0 at home at the Bridge, to be more specific, on our own carpet. But Maresca changed that. We beat them 2-1 at home. Yeah, and then drew 0-0 on their carpet. So, but overall here, we've beaten them 5 times. 4 meetings ended in draws, and they've beaten us 3 times. So, yeah, let's get to the line of prediction exercise. Except if you have any questions or anything that you want to say in the comment section, go ahead, say it. It'd be interesting to see. And I want to know if you guys are looking forward to the game. If you are, let us know. And I have a feeling the chances are Cucurella played how many games for Spain? He played twice, and in both games, did he play 90 minutes in both games? Cucurella, I can't quite remember whether he played 90 minutes in both games for Spain. Let me see if I can quickly check that. But I don't know. I don't need not even. I don't think there's any need to check that. We might. Chances I would see Jorrel Hato play. All right, so let's get into the line of prediction exercise. We've been streaming for 1 hour, 14 minutes. So I'm going to say Robert Sanchez here, and we will do pre-game show tomorrow and then do members only halftime show. I hope we can. I think we can. Tomorrow is Saturday. So yeah, usually during again school days, during around that period, I usually again start getting ready to go get my boys from school. So let's get into the lineup prediction exercise. And if you have any questions, to drop it. I'll be happy to try the best I can to address your question. And you know the rules. If you're not new here, yeah, we don't ask a difficult question. If you ask a very difficult question, I'll pretend I cannot see your question. Okay. So let's start. Sanchez, definitely. right? I don't know whether Hato gets to start. I think we might. The manager again. I think let's see. Yeah, let me go with Hato here. Do we even have his? Yeah, he's there. I think Jorrel Hato. I think he starts this game over Kukurea, not because he's the better player. I think Kukurea probably. I think Enzo Maresca would want to rest him so that yeah, he's fresh and ready to play against Bayern in the Champions League. So right back, I think we'd see also Marlo Gusto. His pace will be needed against Bayern. So I'm gonna go with James here. James played for England. Got an assistant on the other one for Rice. Why didn't I pay attention to how many minutes they played? I think Maresca, irrespective of whether what's his name, whether James gets to play in the midfield against Bayern, I think on that day we still see Gusto play in the right back position because he's quicker than James and is proven to be able to help us exploit spaces behind the defensive line of the opposition. And I think we'll see a higher line from Bayern that day. And at the same time, he's able to actually help defensive from a defensive perspective, help in terms of his pace. So I'm gonna go with Gusto here. Okay. Hmm. So I'm still gonna go with Tosin here. I think this is just us having fun. Chances I would see an entirely different 11 tomorrow, but it's only fair that we have fun. So I'm gonna go Chaloba. Chaloba. Okay. Two sixes. Kaisoda here. Although probably it's gonna be. Hmm. Yeah. We know again. We call the 4-2-3-1 structure the starting lineup. Not necessarily you could say because yeah, the application is usually different once the game starts, and the truth remains with Enzo Maresca, you never know. Even the whatever the you can say the application morphs into as the game starts, never ever, hardly ever the same for consecutive games. Everything depends on the opposition. I think, yeah, Caicedo plays, irrespective of whether he's tired or not. He got a red card, a blessing in disguise, in my opinion. Um, Enzo, or maybe I think we might see Andrea Santos here. We could, not too sure, but let's see. I think Palmer starts this game. I might have to. I think going to. Hmm, we could see James here. We could see Rich James here. So which means okay, let me just empty this guy here and just do this. Let me try and see what I'm gonna do here. So this leaves it blank. I'm gonna move it here. So I'm gonna go with a three at the back structure and try to but it's not gonna be no, it's not gonna be 3-4, no, it's gonna be 3-2-4-1, something similar. This guy stays here. Just move this guy. This guy it changes. Let me just refresh it. Let me just refresh it. So do it correctly now. So I like it being square. So I'm gonna switch it to this. Then move players around. I don't think it's gonna be 3-4-2-1. No, 3-2-4-1 mainly. Keep these names here. I don't need the ink now. Erase. Okay. So spread this out. So I think this will help me uh you could say have a more maybe I'm not sure how accurate I'm going to be because the international break changes everything, and I did not pay attention to the travel distances of the players. That usually helped me get it correctly, but of course Sanchez remains the same. That hardly ever changes. All right, Robert Sanchez there. Okay, central here. I think it's going to be Tosin. Yeah, I think Tosin will start here, and I think Chalobah will be here. Okay. I think we will see Hato here. It's a possibility. I get it. Some would say we signed him as a left back, but the season before 24-25, he played the entirety of the season as a left center back. So 2 6s here. We could, yeah. Wow. All right, let's see. Something similar. We're just having fun here. So I'm gonna say here. Hmm. It becomes even more difficult here. I think we might see and Santos. I think will be on the pitch. I should have just gone with the 4-2-3-1, which makes it easier to just and wait and see how they operate on the pitch. Um, no, Maresca. He said, he's clearly said this guy. He sees him as a 10. So I'm just gonna go Caicedo there. Except until Maresca does otherwise. If it doesn't, then it would just wouldn't make sense to see Santos playing deeper as one of the sixes. So I'd say would see Reece James start and invert because I still believe Maresca would want what's his name, Gusto, to play against Bayern because he has the pace to deal with the pacey Bayern's pacey forwards. So I think we might see something like this here. Give me a second. All right, I apologize, guys. I'm home alone with my kids, so I have to pay attention at the same time. And so I think we'll see something like this. James, could start, but I'm not too sure. Let me get my yellow marker here. I prefer the yellow one, or maybe white one would be nice. But let me go with yellow. So that's a chance we still see Cucurella. I'm not sure how ready Hato is from the perspective of understanding how the manager wants the players to apply themselves on the pitch. And because we have an idealistic manager, it's usually it's usually not that straightforward, especially it's usually not easy for players, you can say, to start getting to start starting games as again as an attacking player would, because usually in the attacking area, like the number nine or those that play, again on the flanks in the attacking area, usually not that difficult. But in the defensive area, I think it's not as simple as a lot of people see it. So chances are he's not quite ready yet, from the perspective of, you could say, him learning how the manager wants him to apply himself in that position in particular. But I don't know, chances are that doesn't change. But yeah, let's see. The two tens. Once again, I'm going to say this disclaimer: I did not pay attention to the travel time of the players, the distances traveled by each player, to be able to tell who was most likely to be dropped to the bench. And it's been a busy week for me. But I'm just going to go Estevao here. Um, no, Palmer here, because I still think maybe Palmer. I don't know. Let's just have fun. He could. Chances are the manager, he was just playing mind games. Even though Palmer, truthfully, wasn't fully fit, but he trained. But I think we can see would see Estavo here. We're just having fun here. Okay. Two positions. I don't think Garnacho start for the same reasons. I'm saying there's a chance we still see Kukurea, even though I have strong belief that the manager, he might want to rest him to be fully, to ensure that he's fully rested and ready to go against Bayern. But I'm not sure. Our manager, especially after international breaks, you could argue is proven to be predictably unpredictable. But I'm just gonna go with Gittins here. Did he even okay? He traveled for the under 20s. He did. I think I read something online that suggests, yeah, he was on duty for England for the under 20s. So now we have NATO here. This is seriously, yeah, an attacking 11. Even though it looks so attacking, the truth remains, if you paid attention, we practically have five defenders. But here's the application is what matters. Yeah, like this, we have five defenders. Um, yeah, three center backs. Yeah, one right back operating as a midfielder, and one defensive midfielder. So you could argue with this, if this again, if we see this approach, then we're playing definitely playing with five defenders. So yeah, I don't know whether Mark Gui, whether he gets a chance. Um, Once again, I have to say this. Facundo, whether he starts this game, good question. Possibly, we might see him, especially because he's not registered for Champions League. So, and he's trained with the manager for a while. How long? 2 weeks? I don't know. And he plays in the attacking area. Um, Players in the attacking area, I think, usually easy to integrate. We might see him. We might see him in place of Cole Palmer or even Estavo. Then, if things don't go our way, then the manager will bring on Palmer or Estavo. It depends on who makes way for Facundo. Bona Note. Is that how you pronounce his last name? But it's difficult to say, really. So we're just gonna have fun anyway. I'm not even sure who's gonna start. Jesus Christ, it's difficult. But I swear, I think you could say James most likely to start over gusto. And that's because I think Maresca he prefer starting starting Gusto against Bayern because they have pacey forwards. And it's something else again. We're playing how many games in 10 days? 4 games? Is it up to how many? Is it up to 4 games in 10 days? I didn't quite pay attention when I saw something to that effect. So we're gonna be seeing a lot of rotations. The manager will be making a lot of he'll be rotating quite a lot because if it doesn't, we um, risk burning out players and you can say injuries too. So whether Mark Gui starts this game with Pedro again, João Pedro on the bench to so that he'd have the luxury of bringing him on if things don't go away, it's difficult to say really, very very difficult. But I'm just gonna go Pedro. After all, the agreement was that yeah, we'd have fun, and yeah, I mean, nope, no, we're not betting on, we're not betting on this to be yeah the exact lineup we'd see tomorrow. We're just having fun anyway. So, but that's by the way. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. If you have any questions, drop it, and I'll try to address it. If not, we'll be rounding off soon. But I'm gonna go news hunting to see if anything new emerged as the show progress. Let's see what do we have here. Let me see if anything new emerged as the show progressed last year. I'm gonna go to Vincent's Twitter feed to see. All right, we still have 81 people following the show, but only 7 of those on YouTube. We don't even have up to 100 views. That's according to the numbers I'm seeing in the back end. 17 likes, yeah. You get a lot more likes when we stream in this format, but not a lot of views, especially the fact that we haven't streamed for a few days now. So let me see if we haven't actually streamed for 2 weeks. So let's see if anything new emerged as the show progressed. Sorry, it's a bit slow and I'm not sure why that's the case. All right. What do we have here? Okay, just a few items to play around with. More like comments. It's sorts of comments from the manager's presser. All right, let's see. Give me 1 second here. You have to go back to this guy. Okay. All right. Comment first 1 hour ago. Enzo Maresca on the bomb squad. They are Chelsea players because they have a contract with the club. In this moment, they are still training apart. The idea is to continue in exactly the same way since we started the season. I didn't see one of them. So yeah, I think we did talk about the CC. He's one of those with the bomb squad. It will take a lot for them, any of them, to be included in this in the first team. So yeah, let's see. Maresca and Badiashile and Lavia's availability both are close, but not available for tomorrow. So we're not going to see again Badiashile or Romeo Lavia. And I think on that Pochettino, he would have started one of the two players, but I think we've changed the way we manage the fitness of players. We don't like risking a lot. So we give players time to recover and recover fully. And yeah, that has led to Reece James staying fit for a while now. Unlike the previous times where we'd hear that he's back, he plays 6 minutes on the pitch, gets injured, and stays out for 1,000 years. That has changed. Given you could say maybe I think it'd be correct to say revised approach to reintegrating players, returning players into the team. So Maresca on Nhuka, Shim Nhuka, and Ryan Kavuma McQueen, they're both in my plans. Good to see. I think he he's proven that he's not afraid of giving youngsters a chance. So this reason that Shim Nuka, Ryan Kavumo McQueen, he says that both players are in his plans for sure. I was watching when Ryan scored 4 goals against Germany, so I was impressed, but I already knew him. One of my staff is always watching the youth team. They told me he was very good. That's very nice to see, really, that he's paying attention to the progress of the academy players. And if you're good enough, I think you get a chance. I think he's given Shim uh, 2 good opportunities, but he did come across as nervous on those occasions, which is natural. He's still very young. I think he's still, because he's a good player, I think the manager understands that that's something that's commonplace with young players. Not all of them are able to take that first opportunity. Some, it takes a few opportunities for them to, yeah, prove that, yeah, they're good enough to be starting for the first 11. So former Wales, this is a former Wales striker Nathan Blake on Daston Satpai. This guy is good. That's another player I can't wait to see play for Chelsea. But I think probably the most likely route for him is that he joins Strasbourg first, continue his development there, and then joins Chelsea later on. He reminds me of Aguero, a stocky forward who can hold up the ball and has great control. He will fit perfectly into the Premier League style. This kid is such a fine player, really. Uh, all right. Well, why am I looking at this result? Marseille beating Lorient 4-0. Okay. I think we've read this too. And I have my bro in the house of GFC. Go good! I can't quite remember the command for you. GFC. Is that correct? Possibly. I'm not too sure. So Chelsea have kept just 4 clean sheets in their first 26 of Premier League games under Enzo Maresca, but have since kept 9 in their last 15, conceding only 8 goals. Some interesting statistics there for you. Incredible indeed. And out of 20 games plus, we've only lost 2. Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, yeah, people, GFC Gavin, big up. People go and subscribe to Gavin's YouTube channel. The link there. Let's help him grow. Very busy man. But yeah, when you hear him talk about Chelsea, you know that, yeah, he loves the club, and that's the most important thing. So this is Emmanuel Amara on IG. Crazy dude. Let's see what Vince is saying. Vince's opinion, of course. A real live wire in the dressing room. Is it really? Okay, maybe this sounds like it. You can say, maybe this. What's the language I'm looking for? Justifies that Vince's opinion. He reads, that's him under Fabrizio Romano's post and Chelsea completing his signing. He reads from Amapiano FC to Mandem FC. So yeah, a funny guy indeed. All right, we've also addressed this one. Nothing new has emerged. If you guys don't have any questions, I'm on the run. As I've told you guys, I am at home alone with 4 kids, and that's not easy. All not good, not old enough to take care of themselves. Okay, 18. Despite only playing 181 minutes so far, only one player has made more dribbles in the Premier League this season than Estevao. Wow. A talent. A lot of people thought he'd struggle to cope with the Premier League, and I remember telling Bobby that he's again, he's not the biggest, but he can be physical, and you cannot, you can say, pressure him with physicality into fearing you, because I've seen one instance where he was whacked to the stadium carpet. He then stayed down, stood up, still again stood up, and still pro- progressed with the ball. He's that good. But I really, really do like him, and I think we signed a very, very good player in him. I've always believed that that's the case. Yeah, nothing else to talk about here. I think we've covered everything we have, and it's good to be back. I had to take advantage of the international break, get a well, you say, ensure that I'm well rested and ready to go. So we'll do our pregame show tomorrow, and then I'll consider whether we do a halftime show for just the members alone, or just for, or maybe for everyone, for all our community members. So it doesn't matter. But that's by the way. I think there's nothing more to talk about here, but it's important that I say thank you to all of you. Give me 1 second here. So I want to say thank you to all of you that found time to be part of the conversation. GFC Gavin, thank you so much. 2324, I appreciate you. Markin New, my bro, thank you. I appreciate you for finding the time. Who else was here? Kole. Is it Kali or Kole? Sorry if I mispronounce your name. I apologize. And we have my bro, Zion. Always nice to see you. I appreciate you. Who else do we, again, Mansa Musa Dangwana was also here. And again, IB, my bro, was also here. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stanford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and then with a love this storm, every phone says to bed, and there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chants, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Reetz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew. Born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue, through the silence and the roar. Still blue, even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Reetz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew. Born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chants, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Reetz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through